The second trailer for my movie has arrived to officially announce the opening of ticket pre-sales. The date had been speculated for days, and now it's confirmed. The goal, of course, is to boost the hype and make sure everyone secures their spot in the front row of the theater. The trailer was packed with never-before-seen scenes that hadn't been shown in previous materials. Among them is my direct confrontation with Guy Gardner, which seems to culminate in a scene that a lot of people have been waiting for, a punch right in the face of the most annoying Green Lantern in the galaxy. It's still just a suspicion, but the framing and pacing of the scene give everything away. You know that moment when the world is falling apart and out of nowhere someone shows up holding tons of concrete in the air like they're lifting a cereal bar? Well, that was me. And this final trailer for my new movie is leaving a lot of people stunned. But hold on, there's still a lot more coming. I'm Superman. And before anyone asks, no, that's not a stunt double. It's really me telling you this crazy story I got myself into. Look, I hate to ask this. Seriously, I'd rather face Lex Luthor in kryptonite underwear than ask for likes and subscriptions. But you and I both know how the game works. If I don't ask, you'll watch, enjoy it, and leave without even saying goodbye. So, subscribe, leave a like, turn on notifications, and drop a comment. If you don't do it, I'll ask Krypto to take care of your doorbell. And trust me, he has a super bark. Now seriously, in this new universe created by James Gunn, the presence of metahumans is nothing new. They've been part of society for about 300 years. That changes everything. The world is already used to our existence. Just imagine the possibilities this opens up for telling stories throughout the history of humanity. In fact, this explains a lot about the motivations of our favorite bald guy, Lex Luthor. By the way, the trailer revolves around a conversation between me and Lex, that intimate moment between hero and villain, except I'm locked up in his prison for metahumans. Nicholas Hoult is delivering an intense, calculating Lex, and as usual, completely obsessed. Finally, someone understood that Lex isn't just a generic villain, he's a mad genius with an ego the size of Metropolis. Right at the beginning of the trailer, there's a visual sequence that honestly hits you right in the chest. Buildings collapsing, people running, and that tense soundtrack. Yes, it brings to mind 9/11, and there was no accident. Gunn's idea was to show what it would be like if, in a moment like that, there was someone capable of preventing the tragedy. Cue my classic John Williams theme. Hope emerges in the midst of chaos. And it's not just symbolic either. When that woman thinks she's about to die, I appear there, floating in the air, saving her from a terrible fate, all to the sound of the most epic theme in cinema. You can call it cheesy, you can call it fanciful, but that's why we go to the movies to see the impossible happen. Right after that, Lex comes in with that classic villain speech. You are the most powerful being on the planet, and that's why I'm going to destroy you. And of course that includes threatening my parents, my friends, and my favorite reporter. The guy is willing to do anything to prove that I'm a threat, and that humanity needs to stand on its own 2 feet. Even if that means he has to kill thousands of innocent people. The metaphor he's trying to push is that I'm an obstacle to humanity's progress, that my existence creates dependency, and his perspective becomes even more intense when he takes advantage of all the symbolism surrounding me, comparing it to religion and deities. And that's where the controversy comes in. To what extent is he wrong? After all, nowadays we're becoming increasingly dependent on technologies that replace human effort. Speaking of technology and progress, let me make a quick aside here. If you're also trying to step out of the shadow of a villain like Lex, or at least out of the shadow of a financial crisis, you need to check out Mentoria Monetização, the master of artificial intelligence. In it, mentor Rodrigo Barros, with over 10 years of experience on the internet, 12 YouTube channels, 9 of them monetized, including in Portuguese, English, Spanish, and German, teaches exactly how to turn AI into your greatest ally to scale your business, whether digital or physical, creating new and exponential sources of income. If you don't have a business yet, Rodrigo will help you build one. It's like becoming a business superhero using artificial intelligence without having to be born on Krypton. For those interested in making money by using AI intelligently to speed up the process, I'll leave the link in the video description and pinned in the first comment. Things get even more serious when he invades my house, the Fortress of Solitude. And he doesn't come alone either. He brings with him the engineer Misteshmacher and that Ultraman guy. The fortress only recognizes Kryptonian DNA, so either the engineer hacked the system, which I find unlikely, or this Ultraman guy is a clone of me. Spoiler, maybe, but all signs point to yes. Lex's plan seems to be to ruin my image before trying to eliminate me. Using Ultraman to tarnish my name to destroy the Before the Man symbol. Sound familiar? It's a variation of the Superman Brightburn story. He even uses images of ancient Kryptonian warriors to convince the world that I am an alien threat. The presence of the alien who accompanies the Superman capture barge is notable. He appears when Lex Luthor imprisons me, and seems to be the same character we've seen in other scenes. It's speculated that he is an adapted version of the Matrix character from the comics, or, as Gunn himself suggested in an interview, Mr. Handsome. And as if that weren't enough, he even manages to access the technology of the Phantom Zone, a place created by Krypton to imprison the worst criminals. And that's where he locks me up, along with other metahumans. The prison is maintained with the help of Metamorpho, who has the ability to generate kryptonite. Yes, he can weaken me. And do you know why? Because Lex is threatening his family. In fact, there's a strange scene in the trailer where I'm holding a metahuman baby in a setting that looks like it was painted by Salvador Dali in the middle of a gastritis attack. It's clearly a nightmare or a mental projection, but it serves to show how Lex is using every resource to break me. Another powerful sequence is the one that shows my fight against Ultraman as we fall together in the middle of the city. The scene takes place inside a giant fissure that opens up in Metropolis. During the fall, I use parts of the city as improvised weapons, which adds brutality and creativity to the scene. Then there's the clash with Ultraman, which really shows that the guy is my clone. He uses heat vision, doesn't wear a mask, and fights as if he knows all my moves. And there are those who say he's going to become Bizarro in Gunn's universe. The rough look fits. Admit it? That's totally him. A brief but impactful scene shows me in a physical fight with the Boravia Hammer, one of the new antagonists. The office where we fight belongs to the company Chocos, known in DC Comics for supplying a famous candy. This reference could hint at the future appearance of characters like Martian Manhunter, since he's famously a fan of the brand. Some of the most intense scenes take place in the sewers of Metropolis, where I face opponents in a confined, dark, and claustrophobic environment. Even in these moments, Gunn's camera moves fluidly, spinning and shifting angles in long takes that turn the action into something almost choreographed. It's as if we're inside the comic books. Another striking moment is the scene where the prison begins to collapse. The Phantom Zone may be destabilizing, threatening to consume entire cities. I appear injured, probably because of kryptonite, but even so, I keep going, and it seems that Metamorpho, even under pressure, ends up helping me escape. After all, I'm saving his son. In the emotional climax of the trailer, I appear wounded, holding Metamorpho's baby, while Metamorpho himself is holding me. There are mysterious orange particles in the scene, and in the background, a possible singularity or black hole forming. Everything suggests an imminent sacrifice or a cosmic twist involving the Pocket Universe. Oh, and yes, Krypto finally shows he's not just there to bark. He helps me knock out Lex's soldiers. Even weakened, I can still knock out a few teeth in style, because if I were at 100%, that poor guy's head would be orbiting Saturn. We also have a highlight moment of Mr. Incredible using his technological spheres in full combat, possibly against the kaiju. Meanwhile, Lois Lane appears piloting a ship, accompanied by Perry White and Jimmy Olsen. She seems to be directly involved in rescuing her colleagues from the Daily Planet. We also have a scene featuring the Justice Gang, made up of Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Mr. Terrific. They are sponsored by Maxwell Lord, which already raises suspicions. I like the idea of showing heroes who aren't saints. And this Guy Gardner guy, you just have to see him. The guy's a Green Lantern and a professional jerk. An explosive combination. Lois Lane also appears piloting a ship with Jimmy Olsen and Perry White. And then Mr. Incredible calls me to fight. I ask for a moment to catch my breathlessly, because even a Kryptonian needs to breathe once in a while. The trailer also reveals the Pocket Universe, an alternate reality where I apparently get trapped for some time. In one of the scenes, you can see me leaving this universe through a crack in Metropolis, visually and directly connecting the two dimensions. This transition suggests that part of the film's climax unfolds at this point. Finally, one of the most symbolic scenes shows the camera slowly rotating from my symbol on my chest and pulling back until it reveals my heat vision attack against Lex's soldiers. It's the kind of shot that heightens the tension and shows just how determined I am, even when wounded. It's pure cinema, delivered with bold and visually powerful direction. The trailer ends with me using heat vision to drive away soldiers as if they were mosquitoes. Even wounded, I'm still the last son of Krypton. And there's more. James Gunn has confirmed that a new Wonder Woman movie is coming, with a script in development and a new actress on the radar. Superman, Supergirl, Batman, and Wonder Woman will lead this new universe. And about the sequel to my movie, Gunn said he's working on it, but it might not be a direct continuation. The buzz is that we might get a world's finest, with Batman and me together, but without repeating the mistakes of the past. He's putting together a new DCU like a giant puzzle, and this movie is the main piece. If everything goes as promised, this could be the biggest turnaround in the history of superhero movies, because in the end, I am the symbol of hope. I always have been. Now here's the deal. If you don't hit like, don't subscribe, and don't leave a comment, I'll send you a physical copy of Lex's suit to wear on New Year's Eve. And look, it has absolutely no stretch. Trust me, it's not worth it. Do your part and I'll keep saving the world. Deal? This video doesn't end here. It continues with us chatting in the comments. If you found this video interesting, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.